Hello everybody, welcome back to C.I.K Gaming. Recently was considering the path system to get fame and money, pretty much everything that we need in Albion to be able to progress and to do the stuff that we want to do. And one of the issues that I was coming across is I've ran about 50 solo dungeons in tier 5 yellow zones, 2 and 3 tiers away, like Swole Benji says, factioned up, and I haven't made but maybe 70, 80,000 in 20. And I was like, man, forget this, I'm done. So I've been thinking about Albion's. So I was looking at Albion from the standpoint of a game when it first came out. Let's just say like Albion drops today. Okay, nobody has anything. Albion's here. We got to craft all our tier 2 stuff, our tier 3 stuff, blah blah blah. How and where does the game's silver come from? Okay, now just bear with me for a minute. You know that you can sell items for money. You know that you can kill stuff and it's worth 500,000 or 600,000 or 2 million or whatever. But where does that silver come from? And how do we get it? Well, it comes from only 2 ways in Albion that I know of. Silver bags, right? And drops from the mobs. Usually the silver bags from bosses and from stuff like that, it's not much higher than 10,000 for solo stuff, if you ever see it. Another way is in expeditions, but I don't know what the system is for making the maps or getting into expeditions, and I don't like the more hardcore expeditions, and I don't know how much silver gets dropped per mob for doing those. I just don't know. I don't know. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, there's not many ways to make silver in Albion that don't come from trading and inflation and stuff like that. And I was thinking about, has Albion always had a gold marketplace? And if Albion has always had a gold marketplace, then that's actually kind of weird, because now what we're looking at is a game where you've always had the option to purchase silver. As in that's the design of the game, is they want you to purchase silver. I'm sorry, purchase gold and you exchange it for silver, and then you're rich. And then I was looking at things like the fame or bags of insight and stuff like that. And so I originally tried a bag of insight in tier 5 dungeon solo, Bridgewatch factioned up, and I wasn't able to make any money. What I mean by that is, like, I would do the dungeons, and ghetto redneck neighbors arguing. I love it. But I was doing the dungeons, and I did a test, and I put $1 million in mine. I transferred everything but like $1 million to my person. And then I just queued up, and I just ran around the black zone, or I ran around the red zone, blowing up mobs, finding dungeons, and I just did that. And really quickly, that silver number disappeared, and this is where I came up with those 20 dungeons. So after the time I had ran 20 dungeons, I hadn't made that money back. So if I only had $1 million silver and I wanted to use that system to fame farm, I would have had to stop and then gather another $1 million, and then I could go back to fame farming. So what I'm doing now in the test video is I'm running. I didn't do $1 million, I did like 800,000. And I'm just going to run corrupted dungeons with a bag of insight endlessly until either I run out of money or I hit mastery, or I hit like 100 spec, you know what I mean? And so far, I've already made like 5 times, because the 800,000 that I have came from the last time I did this. So I didn't record it last time. I ran 30 minutes worth of corrupted dungeons last night before I went to sleep, made about 400,000, added that to what I had lost initially from doing the yellow zone factioned up dungeons with the bag of insight. And I think that maybe from a make money and gather fame at the same time, corrupted dungeons with a bag of insight might be the way to go. I don't know yet 100%. I'm not doing the math on it. That's why I'm posting the video, and I'm showing you the fame per kill, and then in stalker level, the density of the mobs in the corrupted. That's the reason I've always used it before, but it gets boring. So I really don't have much more than a 30-minute chunk of time that I can really stand to do it for. But I do want that 100 spec pretty soon. And I know that as infamy increases, you make a little bit more, blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, at the Slayer level, this would be even better. But the Stalker level is easy to get into, just usually tier 5 close. Unless you do what I do, which is eventually once you get max spec, you can get into a Stalker level Corrupted Dungeon in flat tier 4. That's what I was doing on my Unworthy character. That's the reason I was able to run them basically all the time and make money. Now you're not IP capped at all, but the cost is fantastic. That's how I was able to fame up and get other stuff to tier 8 really fast, all while making money. Because if you run 2 Corrupted Dungeons, you'll make enough to replace your kit easily. Because a tier 4 kit's like, maybe 20,000 with a mount. It's awesome. I mean, I run a Crypt Candle, so that's a bit more expensive, but I think you get what I'm saying. And I want to do this so that basically it's like a challenge, right? Maybe I'll just restart the challenge and officially do it. But I've started with about 800,000. And I want to see if I can use a tier 4 Bag of Insight and run Corrupted Dungeons with the Bag of Insight active and make enough money to basically stay afloat. So I'll run dungeons, lose money, sell everything, make money. Run dungeons, lose money, sell everything, make money. But the fame increase is pretty massive, right? And if the fame increase is as good as I think it's going to be, this might be one of the best ways to maintain, with a limited budget, the ability to actually fame farm with a Bag of Insight and make money at the same time, so you don't come out at a loss. And the other thing that I was thinking about is Albion's systems for progression are always dependent upon you paying. Maybe not completely dependent, but time is very valuable to me. My time is very valuable. 30 minutes needs to be profitable, right? Corrupted Dungeons, I know, give you that, because that's how I initially that's initially how I paid for premium with silver the first time I did it. And it was very stressful, and it was a lot of work. That's the reason I purchased premium with cash now, and I'm probably about to go drop into some more money on gold, because I appreciate my time enough to understand I don't necessarily want to have to grind out. And if this system works, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this system, I'm going to completely max out 120 spec light crossbow using this system, because I have a really good grind ethic when I get ready, when I really want to grind, and I'll be able to do this in this week. Do you know what I'm saying? 120 spec light crossbow this week, Stalker Corrupted Dungeons, if it continues. So I don't know. We're gonna see it. I'm gonna do some testing on it, and I'm also gonna show you. I'm keeping track of how many 30-minute sessions it's gonna take me to get from the mastery that I'm at to. We'll do mastery 100 first, because everything after that is expensive. And maybe eventually check out some other things, is it better to have a 8.3 Bag of Insight? I don't know. Albion's complicated. This is the cheapest and easiest way that I think I've found to run dungeons indefinitely, make silver, and also keep a Bag of Insight, and make enough money to keep that fame farm going for indefinite periods of time. And also it's a PvP thing, so I have the only difference is in my build, you'll see that I have a Keeper Cape on, and that Keeper Cape is because in the 1v1 for the light crossbow, the Keeper Cape is fantastic, because it times perfectly with the way that I play. I don't run it in arenas, because it's not as useful in the arena. It's not as useful as the Caerleon Cape or the Thetford Cape, or pretty much any of the capes, because I can't tell when I'm going to get hit. You know what I'm saying? So, but it might be, then again, it might be because I'm using Crypt Candle, I might be able to just go ahead and assume that I'm going to get dropped and run a Crypt Candle. So I don't know. Run the Keeper Cape. So I'm not entirely sure yet, but enjoy the rest of the video. I want to keep this nice and short and sweet, and just enjoy some music and the rest of the video playing out. And I'm doing probably not a healing guide, but I'm gonna do some more healing videos, because one of my subscribers was mentioning about how hard it is to heal in Albion. So I'm gonna try to figure out a build that lets you heal a bit easier, and that kind of takes some of the stress off from being like the healer who is hunted, and maybe a mindset video for what it's like to be a hunter. But y'all have a good night. Thank you so much for watching, and we're gonna find out how to master this fame system that is cheap and easy to do for everybody, and something that, from like a solo player looking to play Albion for the first time, is not just as a system that you don't have to be already tier 8 to be able to make money with. Because a lot of YouTubers, that's how their stuff works, man. Like, they'll show you how to fame up really fast by running 8.3 in a solo dungeon. I'm like, well, that doesn't work for somebody who doesn't have 8.3 or 30 million to buy it. You know what I mean? So y'all have a good night. Enjoy the video. Watch my horror. I die pretty early. I die pretty early because I wasn't paying attention. I'm tired from work and life. I died in a corrupted dungeon. I haven't died in a corrupted dungeon in a long time, but I also haven't played them on PC very much. I've run a lot of them on the phone, and it's much easier on the phone. That's the crossbow is one of those items where the farming system on the phone, when it comes to like explosive bolts and caltrops and all that, is faster on the phone. I can run dungeons faster on my cell phone than I can on the PC, because I don't have to target stuff. I just tap the buttons and it automatically hits what I want, and then I can just run circles around them and fire independently. So that's one of the advantages to it. But y'all have a good night. Enjoy the video. Tomorrow's video is going to be just like crossbow, like duels and arenas and stuff like that, in my progression up. I'm gonna start my series on the fame farming guide, or a system. I'm gonna start that little series, just a series of videos, so y'all can see how long it's taking me, so you can hopefully, like, you know, in your own fame up journey, try some different stuff maybe. I don't know. And then after that, I'm going to be doing my on my arena games that I win, I won't really talk about, but any of the arenas that I lose, I'm going to start posting those and doing like a voiceover, so that I can study my mistakes, how we lost, or what point in the game we lose or come apart. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. It's going to be the same thing I used to do with my any of my ranked progressions in like Call of Duty or other MOBA games. I would study my losses to learn and to grow and to be better for the next game. And I haven't really done that too much with Albion, but that's coming next. A bunch of good stuff coming next. So y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy some of this awesome music that my wife just found. Y'all have a good night. Thank you very much.